Stories untold, tales that we've spun, quite a few missing, where have they gone? Come and fill your mind with ghosts of the past, now that we're breaking bud. Now that we're breaking bud. Now that we're breaking bud. Now that we're breaking bud.
Welcome to the mini bud.
Mini bud.
Mini, it's so small it could fit in your pocket. A little tiny dinosaur mini bud.
Which Fran said existed.
Yes,
He was a big proponent of the small dinosaurs.
Of the dwarf dinosaurs.
Yeah,
so
the
cute.
small little lovelies.
because I think
the cute
everyone
dinosaurs.
thinks they're really big, but no.
There's little ones
Look
as
at
well.
chickens.
Exactly.
Gal, you said galley.
Gallimimus. Chicken mimic.
So
They were very big.
I'm wondering the French, the Gauls. Is it because they had a lot of chickens? Like, did they have a Gaul like Gaul?
I don't know what a Gaul is.
So the Gauls were like the French people, like who were taken over by the Latin. It's like
Oh,
that's
really?
why. Yeah, so you've got cigarettes in French called the Gaulois. So like a French person, you know,
Chicken
when people talk about the
people.
Anglo-Saxons, like you
Yeah,
know the
yeah.
ancestors, the French ancestry before we became French, it was like you had the Gaulois, the Gauls, and then you have the Franks.
Chicken men.
Chicken men, chicken wine. Cheers. So, do you know who you would like to toast this to, or what to? Because I have an idea.
I think I know who you're going to toast to. So I'm going to toast to dinosaurs collectively.
Love the big, the small,
The big, the small, the
the
fat, the
rah,
thin,
and the
ornithischians and the
stegosaurians.
Sauriskians.
No, Sauriskians.
sauriskians.
Well, I would like to toast to Kalkibotian Bayajadi, the fact that he named a dinosaur
Oh,
after
yes. Yeah, great.
his
great.
lover's, the shape of his lover's ass.
Amazing, yeah.
I think that's brilliant.
Yeah. You
Very
wouldn't get, could you
sexy.
get away with that now? Maybe you could. I'm not sure they can.
Probably.
I'm not sure they can say no.
Beautiful box. I mean,
Lovely.
bum.
Yeah, I know that like certain things have been named after like Harry Potter. Like I don't think there are many species. I don't think there are rules beyond. Probably can't be offensive, and it can't be named after you. But apart from that,
Yeah. Is it true that there's like still be a new species being found like frequently? I was going to say every day, but like
for like, do you mean like living?
dinosaurs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I wouldn't say every day in terms of discovery, but so many species are found because here we go again. So the most biodiverse places on Earth right now are rainforests, but rainforests are really, really bad for fossilization. So almost no fossils from rainforests have been preserved. So many dinosaur species will never ever. So emotional.
Oh, God.
So many
They'll never
species
find
we'll
them.
never know about that
Wow.
existed,
Bless them.
and like they could be like as amazing and exciting as all the ones we've got now, but we'd never know.
That's fantastic. So if you were
It's
a
not fantastic, it's
dinosaur,
awful.
filler interjection there.
That's great.
That's great. Moving on. Sorry. No, if you were a dinosaur, which one would you like to be? Because you said later on, earlier, I was a hadrosaur.
Yeah, I think you would be well remembered.
Thank you.
What I want to be,
Or no, what you think you are.
what I think I am.
Definitely a rat face.
Excuse me. I don't know what I would think I would be. Actually, what I want to be, I want to be like a big old. So I really like dromaeosaurs, so raptors, but the big ones. So like Utah raptor is really
Utah raptor.
Utah raptor.
Found in the Utah.
That's the only reason why it's called anything.
Alhamdulillah.
So we'll watch Jurassic Park later. Velociraptors. Velociraptors are actually the size of about a turkey.
Yeah.
Very small.
Very
But
vicious.
because very vicious, but in real life they were very, very small. But Michael Crichton liked the name Velociraptor, so he just gave his raptors. But they're about like, so Utah raptors are bigger than the ones you see in the film, a kilobeta is about the right size. So I'd be that one. I'd choose that one.
Really? So you'd want to be like a carnivore kind
I
of?
would be a carnivore, yeah.
Really?
Because I'd like to be a sauropod because nothing's going to hurt you, but you're a bit slow.
Yeah, but I quite like that slow life, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think.
But then it's crazy. And also, it's mental, I always think as well, is sauropods come from eggs.
Yeah, what the
So
fuck?
like they're this big.
That's so cute.
And they come from this size to fucking...
They grow so much. And so that's what actually one of his, Franz's theories, which was so intelligent and it kind of touches Humboldt's as well, the interconnectedness of the environment, the island, because where he grew up in Transylvania, at the time when it was like, you know, when dinosaurs were living there, it was basically like an island nation.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of those, the ones that he found, were small and dwarfed.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Like, we think, you know, oh, it was all just like, you know, I mean, there was Pangea, let's not even get into that. But when it all started to, you know...
Separate, yeah.
And then the water levels rose and it made shit, you know, become small islands and shit like that. You know, there was some that were just like, it was like little utopia of baby islands where like they had everything was small. And then you hop skipping across and there's like... have you done a sound for dinosaur?
I did.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't have one.
You did a roar.
I didn't know. I did a silly thing.
Yeah, you just did a
I was just used to we know what they sounded like, so I just like did any sound.
Yeah, hiss. Yeah.
Hissing, yeah, I think hissing.
Lovely.
Birds, you see. Birds.
Well, they are.
But yeah, I think that's what I like about what he was doing is they're just animals, so they're not going to be markedly different in terms of how they behave, or they'll be different, but they'll still resemble animals. So a really big thing that what he talked about a real you talk about being flesh on bone, and a real big thing that happened maybe like 80s 90s is called shrink wrapping, when they'll get like the skeleton of a dinosaur and they'll just like put skin on it without the muscle and the flesh and like the actual like so like for example if you saw a hippo skeleton you just did that, you'd recreate it in a very different way to what a hippo looks like. Yeah. Because this hippo skeleton is terrifying. It's like this huge skull with these massive teeth, and you would never recreate what a hippo looks like. Yeah. And it's not quite that extreme because paleontologists do know where muscles attach and things, but there was a tendency to really slim them down and like make them look very like shrink wrapped is what they're called, and just make them look like monsters rather than animals.
Cutie babies.
Yes. And that's like, and what we're watching Jurassic Park later, but Jurassic Park was really influential, I think, hugely influential for like seeing dinosaurs as animals. And they're like, I think part of the reason why raptors are such a big deal is because before then, the ones that the fossilized the best, the big ones. So that kind of what Franz was saying is they're the ones that survived because they're huge fossils. Huge. So they thought they're slow, lumbering, cold-blooded, stupid. And then you had like, I think it was Deinonychus, which is similar to what Velociraptor is basically. And it was fast and clearly agile and like probably warm-blooded. And it was like a hunter. And that was like, people were like, oh, maybe they are more interesting and dynamic than we thought they were.
I just had a thing when we were talking about, thinking about it. I just had a thought, is that like birds. I was just learning that, 90% of birds have the ability neurobiologically to create lifelong bonds due to like variants of oxytocin and vasopressin, which we have as well. So that's completely in the realms of thought that dinosaurs also were like maybe lifelong bondy babies, and that they had these social lives, and that they were like really social because eggs again, both parents had to maybe look after them and shit.
Often, exactly, but that is a big thing, like because parental rearing probably is a lot of where that kind of comes from. And I think he even talked about. I think he mentioned that he talked about like rearing, and one animal is like Maiasaura, which means
her
mother lizard. Yeah.
So me and Maeve actually,
she's always back.
She's always back. She's always
Jealous.
in the corner. She had Top Trump's dinosaur cards.
Did she?
Yeah.
And you couldn't name any more than...
No, but I thought of Maiasaurus when you were thinking that was the one that I love, because I was like, oh, it's just like Maya, like the name and the Saurus. And and we would play those, and so that's how I can remember, but I love. what a crazy life he had. Like he was very like much on that kind of. He was very like one of those people that lives in a very interesting time. Born in a interesting, I guess, family that gave him the opportunity to kind of, do these things. But, he could have just been a plushy, royal, person. But he had a thirst for adventure.
Yeah, he did. And I find him different to Humboldt in that what Humboldt was obviously very influential and important, but what he discovered were things that to me now in modern day and having the advantage of living in a time that we know loads about the natural world is about the interconnectedness of nature. That to me seems relatively obvious, shall we say?
Yeah.
Whereas loads of his like insights would seem to be completely out of nowhere. So I'm really keen I want to know what led him to think that so early. I think it's really, like he seems like genuinely like a bit of a visionary, really. And
he was a founder, they say, of paleobiology. Whereas before, at the time, they literally just were like, put this fossil with this fossil, building the thing. But he was thinking of, but how did the flesh work?
How did they behavior?
The soft tissue, the behavior of it, which is fantastic because it's giving life to these animals that are so far.
Oh my God. If I could, that'd be my dream. Because I'm born in a time where like, not completely, like there's loads of animal behavior you don't really understand, but if dinosaurs were around now, so someone brought them back to life, it'd be a blank slate from a behavioral perspective, and we could just find out everything. And I could just be there. And if Jurassic Park was real, I would spend all of mine and all of my husband's money to go. Yeah. I would pay
everything,
every penny I had to go. I would be so excited.
I love that.
And this doesn't have to be in, but another thing that I've kind of been really interested in recently, because it's been 30 odd years of dinosaur obsession, is like the Pleistocene. So the time between, there's many times between like dinosaurs and modern day, and there's loads of mammals and things that existed in between that period that are also really interesting.
Yeah, I bet. Because we kind of think, mammals, reptiles, dinosaurs, but there was other fucking things going on, wasn't there?
Yeah, well, so mammals existed like the Triassic, really. They've been around for a long
little things. They were just waiting for their time.
Yeah, they were like little nocturnal smallies for a long time, and then they kind of exploded. But then that's something.
Nocturnal smallies, I love it.
But then when the dinosaurs died, that they survived, and then that's where we came from. But that in itself is also super interesting because I don't know why, I just never really, because I was so obsessed with dinosaurs and so obsessed with modern day, I never really thought about that period. Yeah. So in the last year or so, it's kind of that same thing that happened when I was a kid with learning about animals that I hadn't learned about before, and like a whole species and like genera that I didn't know that I'm like learning about.
So you're like back into it.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with it. Obsessed.
I love that.
And that's why I love Pokemon, because it's like the same kind of fucking thing.
Oh my God.
It's just like a fantasy version of that. Like,
I love it.
All the different little.
You just want to, you want to be a little.
I do. That's why I love. Basically, the root is anything I love, anything I really enjoy. It really comes down to animals. Animals is like the core thing, and everything branches out, apart from boys.
And it's
that's it.
Which are animals?
They are.
They are.
They are.
But it's just so weird that you have kind of you're kind of completely oblivious to cats and dogs and pets.
Pets.
See, this is an exclusive. No, you don't give a fuck.
They're going to hate me.
Yeah,
no,
I don't care. This is our time.
No.
They're going to be like, oh, he sounds so smart. I love it. And now I'm going to fucking reveal.
No, it's not that I don't care about, like, for example,
one red flag I have.
If you had a cat, cats are different because I'm allergic to cats. So if you had a cat that I wasn't allergic to, or if you had a dog, I would love that dog.
I will have a cat, and you will love it. You'll have to take pills.
I will. Good. I will, and histamines will be fine. Yeah. And I'll be fine with that. But I'm just not the sort of person that will say we're on a Teams or a Zoom call.
Adele Dazeem. Yeah.
Adele Dazeem. Say we're on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
And we're in a meeting talking about something. I don't want to be in this meeting, really.
No.
And my, boss's cat walks across the screen. Couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, see.
I don't care.
But they're an animal. And they were domesticated by us. Well, by
I know,
themselves.
but, like,
no, they have
people
an
are- I
amazing
just-
story.
They do, but I don't like cat. If a cat was here in front of me, dog was here in this room right now. I'm holding his face in my hand.
Yeah.
I'd be obsessed with it.
Would you?
Yes.
You'd like?
Yes,
You
I
wouldn't
would
just be one of
genuinely
those
love.
like.
No, not at all. But then if we were in the street and there was a dog over there, I wouldn't be like, oh.
Well, I'm not like that
But
anyway.
a lot of people are, and
No, I know.
I don't have that. But then it's because for me, I've never wanted to be a vet because domestic animals don't really do it for me.
But that's really like animalist, I think, because
No, I don't think it
I
is.
think you're a bit of an animal snob.
I think you're human-centric. Anthropocentric is what you are.
Ooh, okay, bring out the big words.
Because I like them, but I don't really see why I would like that animal more than any other.
That I'm not saying more than any
animal.
other. I'm just saying, like, if you saw a dog or if you saw a cow, you'd be like, oh, the cow.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I would
so
be, yeah.
you have a preference. So you have a
But
judgment.
the cows are different because cows. But
And they're domesticated too.
No, because when I was a kid, the only animal that I saw that was big was cows.
You just love them big. That's why they're too small for
No,
you.
that isn't not always. But like so cows. Because I was obsessed with animals since I was born really, and we used to live by a cow shed, and my nan used to take me in my buggy to the cow shed, and I became obsessed with cows because the only big animal that I would see or animal that wasn't like
Nanny Joyce?
Rainy.
Rainy.
Would be cows, and I'd be obsessed with cows. And I love horses too.
Love
horses.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not an anti-dog or cat person. I'm just, I'm not. It's like people who say, like, this reminds me of cheese. People who like cheese.
Now be careful.
Exactly.
You're speaking to a half French
But
person
I
right
like
now.
cheese. I enjoy cheese.
Yeah.
But if someone says to me, "Do you like cheese?" My instinct is to say, "Kinda," because people who love cheese are so obsessed with cheese that in comparison, it seems like I don't like cheese.
Okay.
And
I
that's
get
what
it.
I'm like with dog and cats.
So
I
you
like
don't-
dogs. I like cats.
You don't like the pick-mishas. You don't like
No.
the hype girls.
No,
You're
I don't.
like, but you kind of secretly like it, but you don't
Oh
like
no!
it.
If there was a dog here, I'd be all over the
Okay,
dog.
but what's your favourite cheese? You're going to say cheddar, aren't you? Fucking English boy.
I do love cheddar. I like.
I like cheddar too, to be honest.
If you get a good cheddar.
I mean, great cheddars.
I don't know actually what my favourite is.
Do you like
Yeah,
the
I'm going
blue
cheddar.
cheese?
No.
I bet you wouldn't.
Not really.
You English boys have no palate.
I don't. That's all right.
I might have to put this into the minibar.
Yeah, yeah. We're just running on about
We
cheese.
really are cheese.
But
Anyway.
no, dogs can get fucked. No, joking. That's like fucking. Do you see Paul Mescal and what's the name? The one who won the Oscar. They said on a podcast, like a famous podcast, no Tino shade. That she said fuck cats, and I was like, how can that's the documentary Don't Fuck with Cats.
Yeah.
Never say that.
No,
'cause
no.
Cat people,
Cat people.
Exhibit A, are mental.
Yeah, we are mental.
But carrying on with this conversation, this isn't about animals now. But if I said to people, it's a red flag when I say when people say they don't like dogs or cats. But why is it not a red flag when people say they don't like babies?
It is a red flag.
I don't think it is.
Oh,
I don't think people saying they don't like babies is really a red flag in society.
Okay.
Like if Paul Mescal or whatever, what's her name?
oh, what, the woman who won the Irish woman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jessie Buckley.
Buckley, yeah. If she went on a podcast and said that she didn't like babies, or he said she didn't like babies,
People would be like,
people are like,
yeah,
babies are
same.
shit. Whereas
Anthony.
but it's not a red. But that's interesting, isn't it? Because if you had
love
if in a
babies.
room you had a baby, a dog, and a cat,
And cheese. And a bucket of
cheese, baby all the time. But if
I
a
know.
dinosaur walked in, then
You'd
I'd
be like,
fuck them all.
Fuck them all out.
Just a dinosaur.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I feel like we've gotten to the core of who you are.
But babies, people don't like babies. Why the fuck do you like babies? I'm obsessed with babies.
I love babies too. Well, we've actually got 2 twin babies in the room next door. We've probably woken them up.
We have, yeah.
No, we haven't. Should we talk about spies?
We should, yeah. We're getting sidetracked with dinosaurs. But the other important element of Franz's life wasn't just dinosaurs; it was espionage.
Espionage.
So I have some questions
Yeah.
to ask. Would you like to start with if you could identify if I was a spy, or if you would be a good spy, what would you choose?
Oh, the first one.
Okay. So this is Psychology Today.
Okay.
Spying the spy. 50 must-ask questions to ask a suspected spy.
Okay.
So these are just a list of questions. Then maybe not that interesting. We'll try. If not, we'll just do the other ones. So this is for you to ascertain whether our relationship is genuine.
Okay.
Or whether I'm a spy that's trying to get information from you.
Yeah.
You're
a spy.
Overtake this podcast. Yep, they are. When did the relationship or friendship begin?
Pretty instantly.
When? What time? How long ago?
Oh, sorry. Well, it will be 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Who approached whom?
I approached you, I
I
think.
think you're probably right. Was there an introduction made, or did one party or the other approach directly?
There was an introduction made, yes.
From who?
From the social JJ
Yes.
setting. Yeah, and it would have been like, or maybe I saw you with I knew you one of the new babies.
Yeah, I think
And we
that
were
might
sat
have
down
been
and was like, oh, like welcome, how are you? Me again.
Since contact was established, by what means do parties communicate?
By WhatsApp every day.
WhatsApp and Reels.
And Reels. WhatsApp and Reels every day.
Okay. Are efforts made to conceal the relationship from co-workers, friends, or bosses?
Well, because we're on a public podcast. I think probably not.
No, exactly. Very true. Very true.
Yes.
Has the manner by which they communicate changed over time?
Just got more fucking obsessive.
Okay. Okay, maybe not. Identify all the meeting locations by date and time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What is the longest meeting you've ever had?
Between us two?
Yeah.
The longest meeting?
I know what the answer is.
Stitches.
Yes. I was going to say the ball, then I forgot about Stitches.
No,
Yeah,
Stitches.
Stitches, correct.
We were, yeah. And you insisted we were in the same hotel.
I did.
You spy.
Were the meetings for emotional, financial, or personal gain?
All of the above. All of the above.
How has there ever been a need to meet because of an emergency?
That's a good question. Just like, well, there was a few weeks ago, you were like, we need to do something extracurricular, not just see each other at JJ. And then you invited yourself to my place to watch some horror films.
If you were casually observed while setting up the meeting or while meeting this person, would that bother you in some way?
No.
No.
Well, actually, yeah, because who the fuck is just watching us? That's weird.
Were you ever tasked with getting information that was needed?
Always. What's the gossip?
Yes, that is true.
Yes.
That is true.
It's like spy or gay best friend.
Exactly.
I think they're...
Over time, has the relationship become more stressful or less fulfilling?
No.
Good. Have you ever received any money or gifts or even offers to cover travel expenses?
No. You fucking... Although you bought the Prosecco.
I did buy the Prosecco.
Although, do you know how much this was to print? £5
Was it?
Yeah.
Christ. Yeah. Have you been paid for services in cash or check? And if so, in what amount and when?
Depends on the services. No, never.
The last question is, has that been reported to the IRS?
Fucking hell. No.
Okay, so from those sampling of questions, is this a spy relationship or a real relationship?
I think it's a real relationship.
Yeah, wonderful.
Brilliant.
Excellent. You passed test number 1.
Okay.
Test number 2 is,
Yes.
would you be a good spy?
That's a great question.
Okay. We have a few different questions to ask you in a number of different categories. The first one is quick thinking and problem solving.
Okay.
How would you pass a message without using your phone or writing anything down?
Oh. Pass a message.
Yeah.
I'd make sure that I'd manipulate the social context or situation so that I could find the person without people eavesdropping. I've done it before, many a time. When you want to bitch about someone in the same room, girl, you get creative. So yeah,
Love?
I'd be like, come and make a drink with me. Do you want to go for a fag? I don't know smoke. Come with me.
Yes, lovely. All right, next one is deception and social skills.
Love.
What's your cover story if someone comes in right now and questions, why are you here? What are you doing?
We're doing a podcast.
No, cover story's got to be a lie.
Oh, fuck.
Quick, it's got to be a lie.
He needs help with his policy interviewing skills because he's really bad at public talking. So yeah, I've said that. Do you know what? Why don't we do a mock kind of like interview? Because he's going to be on
great.
one.
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
The best lies always have a grain of truth, which is I'm not very good at public speaking. As you all know, situational judgment. You suspect a teammate is compromised. What do you do?
Compromises in they've been double.
Yeah, compromised. So like their cover has been blown.
I would continue my relationship as it was, so I don't kind of, get them on their back so that they don't suspect anything. But I would be very wary, and I would absolutely manipulate and control what information I feed them, and then I would let someone that I trust know and try and get them to find out if they're compromised or not.
Great, thank you. Interesting. Creativity and improvisation. You can only carry 3 everyday items on a mission. What are they and why?
3 everyday mission. Ooh, what kind of mission am I going on?
A spy mission.
A spy mission. I wonder if a pen would be a good one because I could write stuff down and I could also stab people in the neck.
Great choice. Number 1.
Pen. A tracking device so that I could figure out where someone's going if I need to.
Lovely. Great. Everyday items, but fine.
Okay. Well,
phone.
Yeah, a phone.
Yeah.
Cheeky phone.
Yeah.
And then I can find my iPhone.
Oh, like an air tag is what you meant.
For
an
dogs.
air tag. That's every day. That counts. Yeah.
And the third one, I feel like hairspray. A little bottle of hairspray with a lighter, so I could just
Flamethrower someone. Lovely.
Flamethrower.
Yeah, great.
burn shit.
Stunning. Give me that. Nope. Belt. Creativity and inspiration number 2. Turn this random object into a spy tool.
Brilliant. I can. It's a garrote. I can stab someone. I can swing from it.
Yeah.
I can also, if I'm out of reach, hook something, put it in.
Oh my god, yes, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yes, King. Love. Right. Invent a code system we could use right now.
Purple, red, blue, yellow.
Oh, I agree.
Colours, right?
Yeah, perfect. Right, we're moving on because we've got 3 more to go.
Fantastic.
Personality.
Someone call me.
Personality and mindset.
Ooh.
Oh, they're boring. The work questions. Interview questions. We'll do it anyway.
Sure.
What's your biggest weakness in a high pressure situation? Being fucking discreet.
I think my biggest weakness is because I'm someone that is quite usually the center of attention. If I feel a bit paranoid and I go quiet, people suspect me. Yeah. Which is probably bad for a spy.
I think that's true. Do you remember when we were playing traitors? I knew you were the traitor.
You did. But I was also great in another round or two. It's just
you were
getting
good.
into
you
that.
were good. I just knew you
that.
very well.
Yeah.
All right.
I couldn't be spying with you around.
No, you bloody well could not.
Or maybe I
This
have been.
category is fun spy profile questions. No. Fun spy profile questions. What would your code name be?
Codename?
Yeah, like London Bridge.
Yeah,
like the Queen. You know, the Queen has like London Bridge, and it's like
maybe something like. Could it be like? I went from thinking Titanic to thinking like a French cigarette brand.
I love that. That's very good spy name, I think.
Gaulois.
Yeah, great.
Gaulois.
I was thinking
Gaulois.
Yeah, no, Gaulois great. I would go with that. Yeah. What's your signature skill?
Signature skill?
They give some options. They say combat, tech, persuasion, or analysis, but we can have something else.
I'd say all the above.
All of the above.
No, but I mean,
Brown belt.
my first thing. Well, brown belt now, so combat, jiu-jitsu, the fuck someone out someone. But you know, being like chatty and I'm really good at getting people to open up and finding out things.
Yeah, manipulation.
Very good at manipulation.
Social
manipulation.
Love that.
Yes.
And what is your... Finally, to close,
Yes.
we need a spy name. But this, from my own twist, it has to also function as a drag king name.
Fucking
It
hell.
has to be both.
Oh, this is quite hard. Thank God for
I
the
want-
power of editing.
Yeah, I know. I want the level of like... I don't want a boring spy name. I want like fully...
Okay.
What are you thinking? Do you know what the best drag king name I've ever heard? Elon Gates.
Elon Gates.
Isn't that great?
It's good.
Elon Musk, Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Whereas with drag queens, you lean into like the fierceness and the power of women.
Yeah.
Drag kings is very much leaning into like the cringy awfulness of men, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah. Wait. So my spy name has to be that and cringy and
No, it just has to be like, it can't just be like, just something like a fun, like good spy name. It can't just be
like something like
Francois.
yeah. I was thinking something like the mouthpiece.
Again, that's not really a name.
No,
but
it's not a name. Well, it can't be my actual name, Kaine, can it? Because I'm a spy.
You're a spy. Well, okay, I'm gonna note that down in my assessment
no.
of whether you'd be a good spy. Can I use my name? No.
It'd have to be something like Francois. It would be
I think
Francois.
that's what came to my head.
Francois.
Steele.
Francois Steele.
Something like that. do you know what I mean?
Oh no! Do you know what it
Go
would
on,
be?
tell me.
My name in like the origin
Oh yeah.
is
Oh Christ! What is it going to be?
Kaine in Hebrew is spear, and Pieri means stone, spear stone.
I think it should be Francois Spearstone.
Francois Spearstone.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. That's what. Yeah.
Francois Spearstone.
Stunning.
Nice to meet you.
Love to meet you. We should do
Code
that.
name?
Do like this. Properly. No.
Oh,
If you want to shake your hand properly, that's better. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, yes.
Francois Spearstone. They call me the Gaulois.
Right.
Love.
So let me just tot up your scores.
Oh, there was
It's
scores?
scored out of 37,
Okay.
and I think you got 6.
You're kidding.
I completely made it up.
No, I love it.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, no, I
Thank
think
you.
I would hire you as a spy.
So
definitely.
actually, here's an interesting thing.
So,
So I actually nearly applied to work for the MI5.
did you?
Yeah.
At uni, they would always be there. The careers fairs, they'd always be there.
So I had my stepdad Paul. Hey Paul. He at one moment his brother-in-law used to work for MI5. And when I was going to do my journalist degree, one day we were having drinks and we were having a smoke outside, and he said, "With all the languages you speak, you know, MI5 are hiring because they need people to be able to check." And he was like, "You'd make a lot more money than being a journalist."
And we'll never know whether you took that up or not, will we?
And
Because
we'll
you don't have
never
to
know.
say.
Exactly. Although, if you look at the studio and the and the way I'm living, maybe you could tell. But no. And sometimes I thought I could have been a spy. But
I think you'd be a great spy.
thank you. I love that.
There we are.
Thank you,
Francois Spearstone.
Francois Spearstone.
Until next time.
Until next time. Sleep with one eye open. And I think that's the mini pod.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Now that we're
Was that fun?
brave,